All right, we're gonna keep things moving here. So you're gonna have a little bit more AI sprinkled into this conversation. So this session is AI as offense and defense: how Gen AI is impacting the future of cybersecurity. So when you think of eSentire, think managed detection and response. They protect critical data and applications of 1,200 plus organizations in 75 plus countries from known and unknown cyber threats. Founded in 2001, the company's mission is to hunt, investigate, and stop cyber threats before they become business-disrupting events. Combining XDR technology, 24/7 threat hunting, and proven security operations leadership, eSentire mitigates business risk and enables security at scale. So with us today, we have John Moretti. He is the Principal Solutions Architect at eSentire. John is a highly skilled cybersecurity professional with expertise in safeguarding digital infrastructures and is highly regarded in the MDR space. With an impressive arsenal of certifications, I actually don't have enough time to list them all, so I'm just going to name a few. CISSP, CCSK, and CEH, which I actually just learned the other day, so I've got some learning to do as well. John is well equipped to address the complex challenges of the ever-evolving cybersecurity landscape. John, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, everybody. Listen, I got to tell you right off the top of the bat, I've been doing this a long time, but I am not a SOC analyst. I cannot do what they do. I cannot do what some of our teams do. They are amazing. When they look at something, they can say, ah, that's a threat right there. Me, I can't look at that. So, we're going to just start off with some of the basics. I'm not going to read all these things on the slide, but AI is changing the world we live in today. As I get older, it's funny, I start watching the History Channel. I used to make fun of my dad for watching the History Channel, so now I watch this all the time. I saw a show the other day that these team of doctors did a surgery on a guy without even cutting him. They took a whole AI model of every part of his body and did this procedure on his heart that was very complex. So they did this surgery and they knew everything that would happen before they even started doing something. I saw, on the same show, they were talking about all the new research and things they're doing with breast cancer with AI. They can see things now they can't see before, right? So AI is changing the world. With that, though, threat actors are using AI too, and they have no repercussions of what they're doing. They do it without any risk. So everything we're doing with AI, they're doing with AI. So it's getting harder and harder to find those threat actors today. A lot of the different phishing campaigns that are happening, they're so unique now that you think that it's legit. And we keep going through training at eSentire all the time. They phish us all the time. And I have seen emails that come in that look so legitimate, there's one character that's off. That's the only way you would know. And I've gotten trained to look for those things. If you get some email that you're not sure about it, call the person or text them. Say, hey, did you send this to me? Because 9 out of 10 times they haven't. The AI that we're seeing today, these threat actors are so unique now. They are actually getting into environments, and they don't look like threats. There's no big red light that flashes on the screen and says, hey, I'm here, come look for me. They're hidden in there, and they're learning everything about the organization. They're in there for 9, 10 months. And then what they're doing is they're taking that data, and they're selling it on the dark web. Here, anybody wants to get into my environment, this environment here? Here you go. Here's all the information. Who's the highest bidder? They all do it with those AI tools. So there's a lot of things happening today, but threat actors are using the same tools that we're using to protect our customers. So a little bit about us, like they were saying. We have over 2,000 customers now in over 80 different countries. And we use AI in all areas of our organization. We're using it in sales. We're using it in marketing. We're using it for content creation. But most importantly, we're using AI for our SOC analysts, our customer success managers, our threat response unit teams that we're doing all the threat hunting for all of our customers every day. So they're using those tools. So we have we're ingesting over millions and millions of signals with human interaction a day. And we have the largest data set with over 1 million threat hunts with responses that we have done for customers from all the different technology and all the different tools that we ingest and do for our customers every single day. That gives our customers 3 outcomes. 1, security investigations. 2, threat hunts. 3, threat responses. So if you're having all these tools and a lot of these different technologies that we support, you guys have, I've talked to a few of you upstairs, you have some of the same technology we support. We ingest all that data, we're managing for our customers, we're making sure those tools work for you. So, some of the teams that make all this stuff work, that use AI every single day. Let's talk first about our SOC analysts. So we have over 160 SOC analysts that work between our 2 global operations centers, 24/7, 365, supporting all the underlying technology that we support for our customers. They're reacting to all the alerts that are coming from your environment. Then we have our True Team, our threat response team. We call them the True Team. There's about 52, 53 of these guys and gals, and what they do is proactively threat hunt. So let me explain. They watch the dark web. They watch threat actors, threat groups, discussion boards. They go through social media. They watch what's going on in cybersecurity as a whole. They also do deep dive investigations for our SOC team. So what they'll do is build runbooks, new ML models for our platform. So we only have to do investigations one time. We don't want to keep doing them over and over again because threat actors are changing those threats. So we know the patterns. We try to learn from that. So we have to do it one time. So a quick story. 4th of July weekend, long weekend. One of our True Team members is going through social media. They see a post in social media from a software vendor that says, hey, we might have a problem. Now, the software vendor didn't send anything out yet. They just were going back and forth on social media. We happened to see it with some of the tools that we built. Now, what we did is get ready for that. Now, I like to tell you that we know everything our customers are installing in their environment. What we don't. So what we did was we got ready and said, who do we know in our customer base has this software in case there's really a problem? 24 minutes after we saw that alert, that social media post, they send out an advisory. Said, hey, guess what? We got a problem. 3 minutes after we got that advisory, we isolated and contained the threat for our customers. Nothing was fixed, but they were not going to have a business disrupting event because we contained it. To make a long story short, 8 days later, they come out with a software patch. Now, our customers were protected. We put some runbooks and controls in place to look for these threats to make sure that they don't have that business disrupting event. These are the teams that work 24/7, 365. Also, our customer success managers. They use AI in building reports and doing those quarterly service reviews with our customers, making sure they're okay, telling them all the new things that we're doing for them. I can tell you my wife is one, so she might be one of your customer success managers out there. So a little bit about our platform. This is our proprietary AI ML platform that we've built. We spent over $45 million in this platform. And we support some of these best-in-breed technologies, and I'll break them out for you so you can see them. We are looking at the raw data from a lot of these underlying technologies, ingesting all these technologies into our platform. Now, if you look at these different technologies out there, you're going to see, well, they all have different dashboards, they're all different formats, they all do different things. So we bring all that raw data in our platform, we normalize it, we enrich it as it runs through our AI, our machine learning algorithms. We weed out the false positives, block the bad stuff we already do. Again, every investigation that we do, we put all that data back into our platform, so our SOC analysts have to only do the investigation one time. So when our SOC analysts do get that alert from your environment, it is something they need to investigate. So, a few things about our dashboard. One, when we first get that alert, we don't know who the customer is. The customer can have 10,000 seats or 5 seats. There is no customer that ever takes precedence over another. When we click on that alert, our SOC analysts have all the information about the customer, where that alert came from, how was it, endpoint data from a remote worker at home? Was it a virtual machine in the cloud? Where did it come from? Also, what policies and procedures we have in place with that customer. Every environment is different. All your environments today are going to be different tomorrow than they are today. They're changing, growing, moving to the cloud, scaling out. What are the procedures? What is this response they want us to take? So like was mentioned, we are a managed detection and response. We are a service. We're managing these tools and making sure they work for you, but we're responding on your behalf. So when you onboard with us, it's like you just hired those 160 SOC analysts to work 24/7 for you as they're like sitting in your environment. Same thing with our True Team, proactively threat hunting to make sure that you don't have a business disrupting event, stopping those threats in your environment, using these AI tools. This platform changes every day. So if the SOC analyst gets an alert, maybe it's a 0 day, maybe it's something they've never seen before. Our True Team takes that information and builds a runbook or a model to make sure that we can block it before it gets into our environment. So this platform changes every day. They're adding to it all the time. So some of the cool things that we're doing with AI, right, is coming out with some new technologies for our customers. So first, let's talk about LLMs. What is that? Well, everybody's probably familiar with ChatGPT, right? Everybody knows what that stuff is. Typing something in, getting a great response back. Well, two things. One, we just released for free what we call our LLM Gateway that you can download today. It's free. We put it on GitHub. And what it's going to do is look in your environment to see who in your environment is using ChatGPT. Now, I've used ChatGPT before. You can put in anything you want, type something in there, build a story, do something. It's going to build it for you and send you the information. I've seen people put in there, hey, create me an email with this customer information, with this data, with this information here, and I want to send it out to this customer. I want to make it nice and professional. And it generates this big, beautiful email for you. But there's customer data in there, maybe. Threat actors are using that against you. I've heard stories of some vendors put some information here to help build code for their software, and now it's out there on the dark web. So we built this, and we've given it to customers for them to install in their environment to see who's using ChatGPT or tools like that in their environment. Also, at the end of this year, we're releasing MDR for LLM. Let's help you manage that information. If people are using it and you don't want them to use it, let's alert you on it. Let's let you know about it. Let's take some action for you so you don't have that business disrupting event. Again, threat actors are using that against us every single day. And then we've come out with our own AI ChatGPT. We call it eSentire AI Investigator. So what that looks like is our own version, so to speak, of, and our own AI stays in our platform. Our customers today can use this. They can look up all the information about their environment if they want to do a search. How many times has this threat happened? How many times has XYZ person been phished? Anything they want about their environment. Everything we do for them, they can see and in our platform, in our dashboard. So we allow them to do searches like this now. And this is also available today. Customers can come into what we call our Insight Portal, which I'm going to show you next. And that shows you what we're doing for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a full portal that customers have asked us to build. So for example, you may have CrowdStrike or Microsoft or SentinelOne or one of these underlying technologies, these tools. Yes, you can go into those dashboards and see that place, but wouldn't it be great to come to one place to look at everything? But not only that, if I'm paying you to manage my environment, show me what you're doing for me every single day. Let me see the threats that you're stopping. And that's what this portal does, also built with AI. So we let you interact with that AI that we build in our platform, in our portal. You can do it here. So every ticket that's open, every investigation that we do, full interaction with what the SOC is doing for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can see it here. You can log in day one. Customer logs in and says, I want to build some reports and see what you're doing for me the last 24 hours. You can do that here. You can see everything that you want in one place. So we built this portal, and we update it all the time. Customers have asked for us. They've asked for that AI investigator. They said, hey, wouldn't it be great if we can have our own version of ChatGPT, so to speak? So we built it for them, and we open up that interface for them so they can see it. Now, again, it does stay in our platform only. It doesn't go out to the internet. So it's our own technology and stays in our platform. So anything that a customer looks up in there stays in our own information. No doesn't go outside. We also do offer different services that you can also see here. Dark web monitoring. Is my stuff out there in the dark web? And if it is, hey, can you help me get it off? Right? Using the same AI and those same technologies. We want to make sure that as things change out there, things are happening, we want to make sure that we not only incorporate it in our environment, but help our customers manage that. Because we see our customers now bringing on some of these other tools. The tools are changing all the time. It's hard to manage all this stuff. So how do you manage it? We can take that burden off your shoulders. Right? So if you ask yourself, you're looking at different MDR providers, managed detection and response providers, they should do really 4 things. 1, don't just give me a tool. Help me manage that tool. Make sure it's going to work for me. And as my environment changes, make sure that the tool changes with me. Make sure it's optimized all the time. And what's the visibility? What can you see? Right? If you think of a house, you have doors and windows. You can have an upstairs, downstairs, a basement. Are you looking at all those doors and windows? You have to today. And if you do, what are you doing? Can you actually see that needle in the haystack? I have to tell you, I get to sit with our teams, being a principal solutions architect here at Easton Tire, to tell their story. I get to sit with them a lot. So I was in, which kind of was, I didn't like it very much. I had to do a 2-hour shift in the middle of the night, which wasn't very fun. But these guys and gals do it all the time. So I sat with them. And one of these young SOC analysts that I was sitting with said, hey, look at this traffic going across this right now. And I'm looking at it and I say, well, it looks all green to me. There's no red lights flashing. What am I looking at? So they said, well, I know this customer. I just talked to them earlier today. Now, either they're doing a backup because it's in the middle of the night or something's going on. So they happened to open up some of the network traffic that they're looking at, and they saw they were being crypto-minded. So right away, they start blocking that and calling the customer and say, hey, we just blocked all this stuff for you. We can block it so the threat actors stop doing what they're doing. Let's go in your environment and see what's going on. Again, using AI and all those technologies, you would never know. It's not a threat. Nothing looks bad there. So you have to have the team that's looking at your environment, using these AI tools to protect your environment, because threat actors, again, they're using those same things all the time. And that's my presentation for you. So are there any questions that I can answer for anybody? Nobody? All right, yeah.
How do you price your product?
Great question. Well, it's actually all a la carte, so to speak. So depending on your environment, right? Is your environment a physical location in the cloud? What services are you running? So we really want to understand your environment, what controls you put in place already. Like, what does your security posture look like? So let's find out what you've got and see where we can fill in those gaps to provide you the right level of service. Because anybody can come in and say, well, this is what you need. Here, take it. Take my word for it. Sometimes I've seen people pay for stuff they don't need, and it's not doing anything for them. So we want to understand your environment, and then we can look at that and price it out what's good for you, right? Any other questions? No? All right. No worries. Thank you. Thank you for having me.